What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Busy working our way through the final missions of Act 3 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is the only tier 3 mission in that act. It's called Storm the Castle. Let's go. This mission is a 4-parter and I'm not gonna lie, there are some challenging parts to it, but once you know what to expect and what to do to prepare yourself, you can accomplish this with relative ease. The 4 steps we have to complete is firstly to finish a mercenary camp, secondly to finish a mercenary stronghold, thirdly we have to assassinate / defeat the warlord, and then lastly we have to collect Dr. Strauss's research, which falls out of said warlord when you kill him. So the good news obviously is that the first 2 steps we've been doing a lot ever since the game came out basically. So a mercenary camp is of course the small tent little icon on the map. So simply go over there, kill the mercenaries in this camp and loot yourself a mercenary stronghold key. Next, you're going to take that mercenary stronghold key and you're going to head over to, you guessed it, a mercenary stronghold, which again inside here you will kill everybody and you will drill the safe. Once that safe pops open, you are going to find a legacy fortress keycard in there, and that is the keycard that we need to access the area where the warlord is. Now before you head off to the fortress, which is located over here, just hold your horses for a second and let's prepare a little bit. First and foremost, absolutely, I think it helps you to have a 3-plate armor when you go into this area, since you are going to be fighting a shitload of mercenaries and some of the toughest ones that you get, like the elites and the shield guys and the recons. So you need as much help as you can get. The good news is the mercenary stronghold that you just did probably gave you a 3-plate. I also advise you to bring in a bunch of additional plates. Of course, you are killing mercenaries by the fucking dozen inside this stronghold, which also makes them drop plates, but a little bit extra always helps. Then some good lethals, some good tacticals, things like stun grenades and ways that you can blow up the shield guys like Semtex or Molotov cocktails. These things all make your life a little bit easier. Sentry guns as kill streaks can also help, and I would also advise you to have a weapon with a decent clip size that's at least been packer punched once and its rarity also increased once. That's going to give your weapon enough stopping power to essentially take these mercs down with 1 to 2 hits, so that you don't have too hard of a time dealing with a cluster of these recon guys, for instance, running at you. Last but not least, if you really want to be super prepared for this, think about bringing in a weapon that like an automatic AR or an LMG or something like that, and then also bring something in that allows you to pull off some snipes. That's going to help you deal with mercs that are a little bit further away, some of the snipers and things like that, and can just alleviate some of the strain that you have when you actually make it your way into this fortress. Okay, so once you're prepped and good to go, as mentioned, this is the area of the map that you should head on over to, and as soon as you arrive here and start popping the first couple of mercenaries, your first challenge will appear, which is this attack helo. This guy isn't too fucking hectic. You can use cover and everything like that to avoid the machine gun fire, and basically just be sure to shoot this attack helo out of the sky, otherwise it's just gonna be a massive fucking ball lake the entire time. Do take care of the bombing run attack that it does, where it essentially just the carpet bombs like in a line. If that shit catches you unawares, it can potentially drop you and basically make you need a revive, so that's just something that you should keep your eyes out for. Once the attack helo is down, start making your way into the camp. Go slow, take the enemies out as they push you. Every once in a while you are going to see reinforcement helicopters come drop more soldiers off. Absolutely, you can just kill the helicopters in the air before they deposit the guys on the ground, or you can just kill the shit that comes rappelling out of them. But basically just mop up as much of the enemies in the camp, if not all of them, because that gives you room to maneuver. Near the middle of this fortress is the small building that you will access with your keycard, which will in turn give you access to the warlord that you need to kill. But first and foremost, let's discuss 2 things about going in here. Firstly, as soon as you pop the door, every 35 to 40 seconds after that, a reinforcement helicopter will drop at least 3 to 4 of these recon guys off, possibly 3 to 4 of the recon guys and a shield guy. This happens on the clock every 35 to 40 seconds. So know that as soon as you pop that door, you essentially have to either deal with these reinforcement waves constantly, or you have to move as fast as possible into the building, kill the warlord, and basically make your way out before these waves start becoming a problem. As you know, these recon guys are hyper aggressive, so they're not gonna fucking camp and wait for you to come out. They're gonna come right in the building and try to stab you in the fucking face, so you need to deal with this. Now, the way that I usually play stuff like this when I play solo is I play slow. I play slow and methodical, and I take care of myself so that I don't get into a situation where I'm overextended. So what you can do is inside the building, you need to go up to the second story to go kill the warlord in any case. This stair area here is really good for you to essentially create a choke against these recon guys, since that is the only way up to you. There's no other way. Once you're up there, they have to come up those stairs to come and fucking kill you. So that's the place where you can control this. So keeping in mind 35 to 40 seconds, whatever you're doing inside of the building, every 35 to 40 seconds, you pull back to these stairs, you wipe these fucking dudes out, and then you continue on. That is the rhythm inside the building. Now, because nothing in life is ever easy, the inside of the building is also no cakewalk, and that's why it is super difficult to rush this warlord. The inside of this building has multiple tripwires which you need to avoid and disable. There's flashbang decoys that look like normal soldiers and constantly get thrown out by the elites in front of them sometimes, which once you shoot them will flashbang you and then in turn give them a lot of time to shoot you. There's also scramblers, aka jammers, that essentially disable all of your equipment and basically fuck up your vision as soon as you get close to it. You have semtex being thrown all over the doors and walls and things like that. Bouncing betties also popping up and setting everything on fire. And of course, last but not least, inside the room with the actual warlord, you have 2 trophy systems, which makes it impossible for you to just throw a bunch of grenades in there and let God sort them out. Nonetheless, as you come up these stairs here, you have some elites at the top which you need to deal with, and then you have this inside room area where you have the warlord behind the filing cabinets essentially shooting at you with a flame breath shotgun. Now with him inside this room are more of these flashbang decoys. There's more elites in there. So again, the idea here, as mentioned before, is pop in there, take 1 or 2 elites out, maybe blow up a trophy system if you can, blow up a jammer, stuff like that. Go back to the stairs, kill the next wave of recons, and rinse and repeat. The actual warlord himself isn't all that tough, so just be sure not to be caught out in the open by his flame breath shotgun, and when you get your chance, take your shots on him and fucking seal the deal. Now, as soon as you kill him, go into that room. Again, be aware, keep your head on a swivel for any traps, everything like that. By the way, the reinforcement choppers are still happening at this point in time, so still cover your ass and go over to where the warlord died, and you will see Dr. Strauss's research right there. Also look in the area. There should be some decent gear, some decent guns, you know, some self-revives and that sort of thing, and basically stock yourself up because there could still be a bunch of soldiers and stuff like that on the outside. Nonetheless, as long as you've done the mercenary camp, as long as you've done the stronghold, as long as you've killed the warlord, and now that you've picked up the research, you are done with this mission. You don't need to successfully extract anything like that, but I'm sure you'd like to do that. Either which way, that is you done with this mission, and it's on to the last couple. That's all said for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Let me know how you found this mission. It was a little bit spicy, but I truly enjoyed it. Once you got into the rhythm and you were fighting all these guys and the pressure was on, that is really the kind of shit that I like in modes like this. And it's surprising to me how much fun it is fighting against the mercenaries, even though this is a zombie mode. I think probably this mercenary AI comes from DMZ, I guess, or something like that, because they do some stuff that I am used to seeing in DMZ. So I guess they learned something from the DMZ beta after all. Nonetheless, it's super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Until next video, fucking cheers.